Welcome to Cruising with Jake. I'm Jake. That's Smoke. Let's go cruising. Welcome to Cruising with Jake. I'm Jake. This is Smoke. Unfortunately, he's sitting right there. But we got good news, guys. I got the engines back together. Don't mind the mop handle. Here, let's take you in here. We got the engine back together. So we got good news there. The engine's back together, completely resealed, redid the front timing cover, new gasket there, rear timing cover, new gasket there, new front and rear main seals, new oil pan gasket. Everything on the bottom end of the engine is good. And looky here. Now, there's tools out, but it's a lot better than what it was. I actually can move some stuff around. I can just put these tools back up, and I've got a place to work again. So get working on getting the garage put back together. Oh, I know that sun's bad and I'm all blacked out, but engine's back together. So if you can't tell, I do feel a lot better this week instead of, compared to where I was last week. So I'm glad to be feeling better and back to it. Well, I think we figured out, not 100% sure yet. I'm going to take my glasses off so you can see my eyes. Not 100% sure yet, but we think the torque converter went bad on me. When it was on the front of the transmission, I'll set you back down here, raise you up. There we go. So when it was on the front of the transmission, you spin the torque converter. You're a little crooked there, guys. There we go. So when it was on the front of the transmission, you'd spin it, and it would go clack. Every time you'd spin that torque converter, it would make the clacking noise. That very similar to the noise that was coming out of the engine bay on Smoke. But that's not what this, and then, so let me finish up with that. PTC out of Alabama custom built me a torque converter specifically for Smoke. Now let me tell you, I haven't ordered very many torque converters in my life, believe it or not. Like I said, Smoke was a 5-speed. I've dealt more with manuals than I have with automatics. But I'm going to give a shout out to PTC out of Performance Torque Converters out of Alabama. If y'all are needing a torque converter for your transmission, these guys went above and beyond. For one, whenever I called them, they didn't ask me, well, what stall do you want? Do you want loose or tight? Nothing like that. They asked me, what engine do I have? What heads do I have? What valve springs am I running? What were my cam specs? Every bit of my cam specs, not just, is it a 6 whatever lift? I gave them all my cam specs. Transmission, obviously, and they asked what the rear gear was. They built this torque converter specifically for this truck. I am so excited to get it back together. I'm going to work on that next weekend. I don't really do much throughout the week after I get off work and stuff. I'm not one of those guys that just can't, I don't get off till 6, don't get home till it's about 6:30. By the time I eat dinner, get cleaned up and all that stuff, I'm an early to bed and I'm an early riser. I'm up about 5 o'clock every morning. I hate it, but this last weekend my wife and I went out on a date night with a friend of mine, David Dunn, and his wife, Melissa, and we didn't get home till midnight. You know what time I woke up the next morning? Yep, about 4:30, 5 o'clock. So that's the reason why I normally just go to bed early. I can get some more sleep. But anyways, needless to say on that, Smoke will be back up and running next weekend. We got some fun stuff coming up. But the purpose of this video is, let me put my sunglasses on because it's bright out here. I told y'all that I was going to introduce you to the short bus. Well, the short bus isn't anything special, like I said before, but we're going to make some fun content, and I'm going to show some people that you don't have to have a Jeep or FJ or whatever to go off-roading. Meet the short bus. Just a 2003 Ford Escape. Y'all can probably see why we call it the short bus. Yellow little school, short school bus yellow, I should say. 2003 Ford Escape, 3-liter, all-wheel drive, with selectable 4-wheel drive. Let me adjust this a little bit better. With selectable 4-wheel drive. Now, some of the guys up north might go, oh, well, that's an everyday Escape. Well, down here in Oklahoma, this was kind of a rarity. You don't see very many of these. So, there's nothing special to this. It's got 253,000 miles on it. I've got the door open to make sure. It's windy out here today, so sorry for the wind noise. But I've pulled out all the carpet, and it's older. Let me get you off the stand here. Like I said, guys, it's windy. So, it's about to slam the door on me. So, this is it's auto 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, but with the selectable 4-wheel drive, turning it on. Like, there's no headliner. I've taken out the back seats. So this is what we're doing today. I've got some all-terrain tires. Get my finger out of there. We got some all-terrain tires that's going to go on this today. That's the first modification we're doing to this. Getting him ready for the king of the off-road. Might be funny, but we're going to do some stuff with this I keep calling it the short bus, with this Escape, the short bus, that is going to surprise a lot of people. It's going to go places. So like on the king of the off-road, there's going to be from what I understand, there's going to be 3 different levels of off-roading. You're going to have a beginner, an intermediate, and a pro. Well, my plan is we're going intermediate with a Ford Escape. So we're going to throw these all-terrains on here today. I'm going to do a 2-inch lift on the front. This is the plans with the short bus. We're going to put a 2-inch lift on the front to level it out, get a little bit more ground clearance. I've got a light bar to go on the front, and I'm hoping to find one for the back. I'm trying to do this all on the cheap. I don't plan on putting very much money into this thing, but it does have 253,000 miles. I don't think it's ever had a tune-up, so we're going to be doing plugs to this. It has a power steering one, and the back valve cover gasket has leaked on this thing since it's had like 40,000 miles. So I'm fixing all that, and then we're just going to send it. This thing's going to be fun. I've had this thing out to off-road parks, played on all the 4-wheeler trails and side-by-side trails. I've had to pull my buddy's half-ton Ram, 4-wheel drive Ram, out of a mud hole that he tried following me through, and I just made it right through it, and he got stuck. So I'm going to head over to my buddy Gary's shop, Corner Diesel, out in Choctaw area, right off of, I believe it's 23rd and XXX. So if you need any diesel work or anything like that done, I'm going to bring you guys along. He's just a little shop. It's just him and one other guy, but they do great work. So if you need any diesel work done, make sure you hit up Gary with Corner Diesel. But let me grab my tripod here. I've got my gloves to do the tires, and grab a couple other things, and let's head on out to Choctaw area. So guys, I've got the short bus out here on the turnpike. I bet you it's been 5 years since this thing's been at highway speeds. Say a prayer for me. I'm sitting here running down the road on probably at least 10-year-old tires. This is my mom's probably watching this right now and cringing. But yeah, we're headed out to, it's loud. I mean, it is. We're going to make this thing the ultimate off-road vehicle. You might not believe me, but stay tuned and watch, because come June 13th through the 16th, we're going to be doing things with the short bus that people probably don't think a Ford Escape can do. I promise you that. Hopefully some of this stuff goes viral, because it's we're going to put this thing in some places that probably shouldn't be, but it's going to be a load of fun. And I plan on driving this thing. You know, it is just a Ford Escape, and most people think that they're, you know, junky vehicles or whatever you want to say, but it's a blast to drive. This 3-liter V6 and this thing, especially with no back seats, no headliner, no carpet. It's been, I guess, weight reducted a little bit. It's actually a zippy little car, and it handles flat. But we're going to do some stuff to it for the king of the off-road. I'm going to set it up to where when we get to where we're going, we can disconnect the sway bars and make this thing kind of flex a little bit more and be able to handle the off-roading a little bit better. But I mean, I'm running down the turnpike right now at 70 mile an hour. It's handling it just fine so far. So I've got about an hour drive out to where I'm going. So I'll see you when we get there. All right, guys, got the short bus all fixed up. We got some new tires put on it. Let's flip you around, let you take a look. So here, let me get on the other side where there's some sun on it. So got some all-terrains put on it. Sorry if the wind's blowing, but filled out the wheel wells, a lot more aggressive tire. Got some weight reduction going on there, but a lot more aggressive tire. So give you a little bit better tour of the short bus. So the short bus is a 2003 Ford Escape. Like I already showed you, the 4-wheel drive and everything. And flip it. So all we've got left in it is the front 2 seats. I'm going to be cleaning those up. Even though it's just going to be a little off-road rig. We got no carpet, no headliner, no back seats. I'm going to build this out here. That way it's just one big flat piece back here. I could sleep in it if I want to. My plan is to use this as my hunting rig next year. I'll be able to throw a deer in here if I want to. Just pull out this just stall mat from Tractor Supply that I cut out for it a long time ago. So I'll be able to throw a deer in here. If it gets blood in there, whatever, I can pull it out and just wash that out. But let me show you what it'll look. So I just got through visiting with might have it covered up here with the LS guy. He doesn't just do LS's, just so y'all know. Josh Deering, he kind of gets parts for everything, but he's on the search to find some stuff for the short bus so we can rig this thing out. So I got this light bar here. Hold on a second. All right. So just imagine that light bar being up there. We're going to be able to light up the road in front of us, the trails, everything. So a little backstory on the short bus here. So my mom, her boyfriend, significant other, whatever you want to call him, I considered him my stepdad. He was a great man, Don Rubley. Kind of get out of this wind. Anyways, he used to volunteer his time to go into the inner city and pick up kids and take them to the Cruis'n School of Advanced Studies. Here in Oklahoma, if you're not familiar, that's where the smart kids go and get better education. Anyways, he bought this to go into the hood to pick up the kids and take them to the Cruis'n School of Advanced Studies, hence the name Short Bus. Could you imagine being in the hood and getting picked up in a little yellow Escape with a short bus tag on it? That's pretty funny if you ask me. But we're gonna have fun with this thing. I'm gonna letter this out, make it look like a little bus. We're gonna put short bus on the side over here. Probably something on the back here somewhere that says short bus. So if any of you guys out there do any lettering, vinyl lettering or anything like that, let me know. I'm looking to get the get the school bus font, but in short bus. And if you do any lettering out there, like I said, let me know, and I'll get you the measurements. But I do want to do that, hopefully in that reflective vinyl, black vinyl. But this thing is going to be the ultimate off-roading machine, I promise you. It's just a Ford Escape, but basically it is it's a covered heat. The AC just needs to be recharged. I'm going to recharge the AC, heat, AC, and all that stuff. It's just a side-by-side, guys. So this thing is going to be a blast. I'm going to do most of the build here on the channel. Like I said, I'm going to lift the front end up 2 inches to match the wheel gap back here in the back. Give us a little bit more ground clearance. My buddy Josh, the LS guys, he said he had a front brush guard that would work on that we can make work on this. Even maybe some rock sliders. Everybody's telling me I need to put a roll bar in there because I plan on doing some crazy stuff with this thing. So I need to figure out how I can weld. I can install the roll bar, but at least something to go over the driver's head and the passenger's head. And I don't know if I'll do it bars going back, but just in case of I might have to do something like that for just in case of a rollover. I don't plan on putting this thing on its lid, but we're going to do some fun things. Mom, I know you're watching. Don't worry. It'll be okay. The reason why I keep telling her is because, so I got this thing from my mom and Dawn in 2018, right whenever I had my first back surgery, because Smoke back here was still a manual. And having a back fusion done, I couldn't drive a stick. So I bought this thing from them, and drove it, played with it, did some stuff, and then I ended up letting my mom. It's all-wheel drive with four-wheel drive, and then I ended up giving it back to my mom and letting her use it for her winter vehicle. And then the king of the off-road came up, and I said, I need the short bus back because we're going to go out and make some funny content, make some stuff that, we're going to do things with this that nobody out there will think possible. I promise you. It's going to be fun. So my mom's wanting this thing back for next winter, but I don't know. I enjoy driving it, and Smoke should not be a daily driver. I do enjoy driving my truck, and believe me, I'm not going to stop driving my truck. But this thing gets good fuel mileage. It's going to look cool whenever I'm done with it. As cool as a yellow Ford Escape can look. Anyway, so I think I'm going to keep it around. Keep Smoke in the garage for the most part, except for whenever I feel like driving him, and then on the weekends. But we live in Oklahoma. And if you're familiar with Oklahoma, we're in the middle of March right now. We're fixing to come into severe weather season, and this truck will not be getting out on those severe weather days. I promise you. And I need that. That, and also when winter comes around, I still drive back and forth to work. I got about 10-15 mile drive to work, so I'm going to keep the short bus around probably. And plus, for you guys, we're going to go do. I know I keep talking about King of the Off-Road, and we're going to do that. But I want to do more off-road stuff with this thing, and just make it funny. The short bus is funny. I laugh almost every time I drive it because it's the short bus, and it's unexpected, especially the way it drives. But, well, guys, I'm going to end it off here. Next weekend, we'll be getting the engine put back in Smoke with the new torque converter. I'm so excited for that. I'm so excited to see how the truck's going to react and drive with that. And then we get to work on the short bus, turning that into an off-road monster. laugh at me, please, because it's going to be funny and it is going to be a monster. So, anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share. Don't forget, if you're watching this and you are not subscribed, please subscribe. That mean the world to me. As of right now, I'm at 171 subs. I'm trying to get that up there. Help me get it up. We're fixing to we're almost to 1,000 viewed hours. That's amazing. I'm 2.5 months into this YouTube thing, and we're rocking out. So thank you guys. Remember, don't worry about it. Keep on cruising.